Alright, so I think I left off where I was talking about like the side effects of taking the iron pills. So I ended up going back to the doctor about the iron pills and basically letting him know, like, listen, like, I don't like how they made me feel. I was like, I'm still tired. Like, I'm just still going down like all the lists. I was like, I just feel like all of my options are pretty much exhausted. So he was just basically like, okay, he was like, well, maybe we could change the type of iron from whatever kind I was taking to like another kind. He was like, because maybe it's just not absorbing, da 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 da. Never got that prescription. We talked about it, but he never really like put it in because I requested to get blood work drawn. So he was like, well, I'll wait. We'll check your levels. He was like, because I want to check your thyroid and all that stuff. So we'll check your blood again. So I'm just like, I was like, what did we check the first time? And, he ran out a list of everything we checked the first time. He was just like, yeah, but we didn't check this, and this. So it's like, okay, it's different if you requesting blood work for me to get done. I said, but the last time I was here, I said I requested my blood work to be done. And it was only like a month and some change, maybe barely 2 months after I got my blood drawn the first time. And I was like, but I requested my blood to be drawn last time. So when I asked for my blood to be drawn, like, I'm expecting a full tox screen. Like, I want a full blood analysis. Like, everything that you could put in a lab report for a female, I want you to trace it. Hello. So now I'm looking at him with the side eye because now I got to chug water, so that they can easily, like, pull the blood and all of that stuff. And it's not like after you pull blood, then you go back and you sit with him and, like, talk some more. It's like once you get your blood drawn, that's it, you out the door. Okay? And then it's like, and then more it's so much more that goes into this, y'all. Then it was like, then I was dealing with my job, and like my PTO, having to take time off. And it was like the time that I was getting off didn't really coincide with like my doctor's appointment. So I was either leaving work early, coming to work late, or getting sick at work and having to go straight to the doctors. Like, it was literally so much mentally that, like, it was taking such a toll on me. So well, I'm gonna tell that part of the story later. But yeah, it's like I just kept going back to the doctor, So then he checks my levels again, get them back, and he trying to tell me that my levels are basically telling me that I'm perfectly fine. Not I'm cured, but he was like, it looks like the iron pills are working. I was like, well, then why is it that I feel worse than what I did before, pretty much? Like, I was like, now I have all this new stuff going on, and I was like, I just don't understand, like, what is it that you cannot see? I was like, okay, yeah, my screens or tox screens, whatever, all that stuff is saying one thing. I said, but how I feel is something completely different. And then that's when I realized I was not being heard. Because it's like I told y'all about people in my family having endometriosis, other people in my family having fibroids, people having to get hysterectomies, a lot of people in my family having, like, miscarriages, or, just anything. Well, like, some people couldn't carry, like, a lot of their children. Like, I'm telling you all of this, and it's like, then when I come to you, it's just like it's going one and out the other. I felt like I was literally talking to a toddler, because it's like, what are you not grasping? It's like, and I get it, like, at the end of the day, medical people, like, doctors and offices and all that stuff, it's a business, so they have to give you a little bit just so you can keep coming back. And I get that, and that's why I'm gonna get into that in another video. But that's another reason why, like, at this point, that's why I'm here sharing my story, to see what other people have tried or what other people are going through with this, because it's like we can't even go to the doctor and get clear answers. So it's like I literally at this point just want to take the natural route. Like, if I can find like certain freaking supplements or whatever, different vitamins or whatever to take, then I honestly would rather do that than to keep going to the doctor and getting the runaround, and every time I go in there, I'm disappointed. Like, I feel completely unheard. And it's like, after I ended up doing my own research, I ended up finding out that of course my doctor already told me that it's more typical in black women or whatever to have fibroids, and because of the fibroids become anemic or whatever, because, like I said, I never dealt with any type of anemia my whole entire life. It wasn't until I became an adult or whatever, or gotten older, in like my mid to late 20s, where I started like having like these symptoms, and then they were just like, oh well, you shouldn't have such and such a problem because you're too young. So you're telling me that it's completely impossible for me to have endometriosis and or like anything else, endometrial, PCOS, whatever. I mean, I could have anything, and it's like you're telling me, oh, it's impossible for me to have that because I'm too young. But then when I go back, ask family members, like, oh, when were you diagnosed with this? When were you diagnosed with that? My mom, she has endometriosis, and she was diagnosed around the time she had me, and she was young, and like she wasn't even 20 when she had me. Like she was a teenager when she had me. So it's just like, if she could be diagnosed that early, so you mean to tell me I'm in my mid 20s, late 20s at the time I got diagnosed, but when I started having symptoms was mid 20s when I started having issues going to the doctors, they tried to put me on birth control, all of that. You mean to tell me I'm in my late 20s and you're telling me I'm too young to have these issues? So if I'm having these issues, that means it's a fucking issue, right? But I'm the one without a doctor degree. Oh my God. So it just started becoming very frustrating. And then it was like they would just do enough just to get me to shut up for that moment. And then when I would make another appointment, they'd be like, why you back? Why you think I'm back? But you do it on purpose. Like, you give me a reason to have to come back. Literally give me a reason to have to come back. So then when I told my doctor, I was like, if you don't do something, I'm just going to go to the hospital. So then that's when he was just like, all right. So that's when we ran blood work again. And he was like, I'm telling you, he was like, I keep looking at it. He was like, I checked your thyroid. Like, everything is coming back normal. I said, I don't feel normal. So at that point, after that appointment, I was just like, you know what? I was like, just send me my labs, whatever. I said, I'll just figure it out from here. I was like, because at this point, it's like, you're not trying to send me to no specialist. I don't know my blood type. I just don't know anything where I could get what I needed to do this, like, the natural route. Like, it's like, I just felt like nothing was helping. Nobody was helping me. Nobody heard me. And it's just sad that as a black female, a young black female, it's just like, you're not even safe going to the doctor. Like, that's crazy.